Hi, everyone. My name is Allie Rodman, founder of The Learning Loop, and welcome to this week's Learning Lift, celebrating our growth. I am so incredibly excited to have a special guest and friend here with me today to talk about some of the ways that we can connect, not only physically to celebrate, but also virtually. So I am so excited to introduce Monica Burns. Monica, tell us a little bit about your work.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Allie. I'm so excited to be here with you all today. I am a former New York City public school teacher. I've been out of the classroom for several years now, leading professional development, writing, and sharing about all things education technology. I'm a fellow ASCD author, just like you, and really excited for this topic.
So I know I depend on your newsletter every week to keep me updated on what some of the latest tech tools are or ways that might be repurposing tools that we've been using, for years now. And this month, it's really got me thinking as we're closing out the school year and celebrations, while they may be better than last year, are still going to look different than what they have previously. So what are some of the technology tools that we might be able to leverage as we think about celebrating together, both our growth as well as these milestones for our staff and our students?
Yeah, so I love using tools for professional celebrations that might fall into an asynchronous category. I think it helps us sign up or sign in and log into something at a time that works best so we can really sit down and focus on celebrating someone. So, one of my favorite ways to do this is with a tool like Flipgrid. So, Flipgrid's really popular for quick video responses, but of course, you can set up a prompt, you can invite in your school members, and it's perfect for a shout out board. So if you do this at this time of year and you're thinking back about this spring or maybe having a clear question that goes along with a special event that was taking place at your school or big initiative, you can set up a Flipgrid group and then even set up individual topics. So, like, this is a place where we're going to give some shout outs for this piece or for this piece or this initiative. And you might have two or three topics and then carve out time for your colleagues to sit down, jump on camera, or cover their face with an emoji if that feels better, and give a shout out to someone who really helped them accomplish something or even to share something that they're ready to brag about a little bit.
That's so exciting. And I feel like, as you know, it has been such a tiring year for teachers and leaders. This idea of shouting one another out and recognizing the ways that we have not only grown ourselves, but improved one another's practice is incredibly powerful. So part of celebrations isn't just the people who show up at school every day, but also our families and our community members and our friends. Are you seeing schools or districts that are using tools like Flipgrid or other tools to try and bring in some of those community members as well?
Yeah, so there's tools where you can set up permissions so they're very open, so anyone can jump in, but you can still make sure that there's moderation, just in case you want to make sure that things that are popping up are going to be friendly for everyone to see and share. So, one thing that you might want to kind of think about or try out is doing some digital thank you notes with a tool like Padlet. You can set up one big Padlet page, invite people in with an open or public link, and Padlet gives lots of ways to respond, whether it's snapping a picture, taking a selfie video, recording voice, drawing something, or typing. And you might open up some spaces for digital thank you notes that community members can jump into and give some celebrations for individuals that might not have gotten as much attention, or everyone might not know the story about how they were super helpful.
Such a great idea. And I know that for individuals who are hesitant to get on a camera or who might just still be navigating the tech, right? I think about grandparents or some aunts and uncles that are a little bit more hesitant. Padlet provides such a great tool for them to still, congratulate nieces, nephews, grandchildren, as you said, provide that thanks to members of our school community. So I think that's great. One of the other challenges that I know many of our school communities are looking at right now are the limited capacity for these end of year celebrations, right? So we may still be able to have the celebration, but perhaps we can't have as many people there as we would like. So you mentioned some of the asynchronous ways that we can connect. I'm wondering if there are ways synchronously that we might be able to sort of invite more people in than what we can physically have in the space? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you are having a live event, you're live streaming it, or you're having people jump into a live space, I would encourage you to embrace some of the digital tools for video conferencing that's already been adopted by your district. So maybe it's Teams, maybe it's Skype or Google Meet. But in addition to just having that video piece, I think it's important to give an option for giving people something to do while they're participating right at a distance, especially if they're watching other people kind of working on something or being part of an event that they can't be physically present at. So that could go in a lot of different directions. It might include encouraging people to snap a picture of a poster or drawing that they're doing at home with crayons and color pencils with their family together, getting ready to post it up into a space. It might be something like encouraging them to post on social media using a hashtag and then giving some shout outs during the live event to things that pop up at the same time. Or it might even be opening up a collaborative space or a couple of them. This would really depend on your group size and what felt great for them. Maybe even a space like Jamboard where you have some teams that are posting notes or having things that are happening in small groups. So you could go in a lot of different directions, but I think embracing some of the tools that are already familiar for video conferencing is a great start. And then bringing in something that can act as an action item to give people things to do during that event besides just sitting back and watching.
And I love that tip for active engagement because I myself have sat back in some of those events, right? And it does feel very passive. It doesn't have the same energy as when you're in the space. So I'm excited to, first of all, kind of start employing and integrating some of those ideas in things that I'm hosting, but also I'm hoping that some of the sessions that I'm attending can benefit from that as well. So thank you. Where can viewers connect with you? I want to make sure that I'm not the only one benefiting from all of the tips and resources that you send out. I want my community to benefit from them as well. So where can we learn more about what's going on?
Oh, I appreciate that. So I am at Class Tech Tips on all the social media platforms. ClassTechTips.com is my website, but if you add the /newsletter, I send out a newsletter every Monday, and I've got a lot of summer events, a lot of free professional development, new podcast episodes. So grabbing a spot on that free newsletter, ClassTechTips.com/newsletter, is a great place to stay connected.
Fantastic. And I've got to say, one of my favorite things is like getting the newsletter preview on Instagram so I can get super excited about what's happening and then head to my inbox and I know exactly what the tools are that I want to check out. So thank you for not only getting great tools into our inboxes, but also making sure that we can access that content on a variety of different platforms. It has been so valuable.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I love making nice, quick videos because I know people are sometimes on the go, and that's the best way for them to gather some new ideas.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this week. I'm excited about all of the different celebrations that our educators are going to be designing across the system. And I hope that this gives you all some ideas about different ways that you can connect not only with staff and students, but with the broader community as well.